Container ship encounters pirates, but what the captain does next stuns them all. Captain Adam navigated the choppy waters off the coast of Somalia, busily rummaging with the control panel and gazing ahead at the sea as he monitored the radar and checked the coordinates. He saw a few boats on the horizon, blissfully unaware of the impending danger that lurked ahead. Captain Adam paid them no heed, thinking of them as Somali fishermen, but as the vessels drew closer with purposeful and synchronized movements, his seasoned instincts began to prickle with alarm. Pirates, armed and ready for confrontation, swiftly approached the container ship. Little did they know, Captain Adam had a surprise up his sleeve. But before the video starts, please subscribe to join our community. Your support helps us grow, and hit the notification bell to stay updated with our latest content. That morning, the sun had risen over a calm sea, casting a golden glow on the container ship as it plowed steadily through the waters. Captain Adam, a seasoned mariner with decades of experience, had performed his usual routine checks, exchanging light-hearted banter with his crew. It was just another day on his voyage with nothing, until he spotted two boats on the horizon. At first, he dismissed them as harmless Somali fishermen, a common sight in these waters. However, as the boats drew closer, Adam's suspicions were confirmed. Being a seasoned mariner, Captain Adam immediately sprang into action. His hands flew across the control panel, making rapid adjustments to the ship's course and speed. He barked precise orders to his crew, instructing them to prepare for evasive maneuvers. Adam's quick thinking and expert navigation allowed the vessel to deadly evade the two approaching boats as the pirates closed in. Adam pushed the ship to its limits, weaving through the waves with skillful precision. He directed the crew to shift the cargo weight, enhancing the ship's agility. Each maneuver was executed with pinpoint accuracy, the container ship moving with surprising grace for its size. The pirate boats darted and zigzagged, trying to flank the ship from both sides. Despite the relentless pursuit, Adam maintained a calm exterior. Though his mind raced with strategies, he used the ship's size to his advantage, creating large wakes to destabilize the smaller pirate boats. The waves crashed against the hull, each turn creating a formidable barrier for the attackers. However, just as a fleeting sense of relief washed over him, a sudden, unexpected thud reverberated through the ship's hull. Adam's heart sank. He hadn't accounted for a third boat hidden from view. The realization hit him like a tidal wave. The pirates had outmaneuvered him within moments. Armed men from the third boat grappled onto the ship's side, clambering aboard. With a predatory urgency, Captain Adam had weapons on board to defend himself and the crew. But the last thing he wanted was to turn this into an active shooting site. He knew the best plan was to surrender. Let the pirates take control of the container ship and have his superiors deal with the mess later. But Adam couldn't be sure that these pirates would leave his crew unharmed even if he surrendered, and he had a duty to protect them. Time was ticking away as the pirates got even closer to the edge of the container ship. Suddenly, amidst the chaos, a plan formulated in Adam's head, and he couldn't help but smile. Captain Adam quickly grabbed the microphone and shouted a message over the intercom. He demanded that every crew member head to the cafeteria below deck. After that, he quickly shut off the ship's engines, leaving it adrift at the mercy of the ocean, just as Adam wanted, as the crew followed his orders, heading to the cafeteria. The pirates boarded the ship's ship. There were 5 of them, armed with old Alaska 47's Pi-8 rail. Their leader devised a quick plan. They aimed to find the most valuable, easily transportable items. Captain Adam had remained in the control room, tracking their movements, and felt relieved when they split up. This division would simplify his counterattack. He could first deal with the pair, then focus on the trio. Adam radioed his 2 second-in-command officers, instructing them to lock the crew in the cafeteria and then meet him in the bridge. The commanding officers arrived promptly, poised to execute the plan, unbeknown to the pirates. Their fate was being sealed. The officers swiftly left to set the trap as the 2 pirates crept along the ship. Their confidence waned. The massive vessel's silence was unnerving. Being new to piracy and completely out of their depth, they felt lost in the control room. Captain Adam and Harris swiftly sketched out a plan. They decided to exploit the ship's intricate layout, setting up a trap in the cargo hold. They strung up cargo nets and installed hidden alarms, creating a non-lethal snare around a strategically chosen crate. Adam watched as the two nervous pirates, Ahmed and Yusuf, clutched their alas of 47s tightly and crept toward the sound, mistaking the clattering noise for hidden crew members. As they moved closer to the sound, greed momentarily overcame caution. They peered into the crate, eyes widening in disbelief at the sight of shiny new smartphones. Their caution was lost in a sea of greed, each shiny device clouding their judgment. More each passing second brought them closer to their fate, yet they remained blissfully unaware of the net closing in around them. With a swift and silent signal, Adam gave the go-ahead to his crew. In an instant, the doors to the crate slammed shut, the sound of locking bolts echoing through the hold. Caught mid-celebration, were now prisoners within a cage of their own greed. In the dim cargo hold, Adam's crew exhaled collectively, relief washing over them as they confirmed the two pirates were securely locked away. This success was a vital first victory, yet they knew that the danger was far from being over under the harsh fluorescent lights of the crew mess hall. Adam quickly convened a huddle with urgency in his voice. He outlined their next move, his crew's eyes locked on him, understanding the gravity of their situation. "We've got the upper hand now, but we must stay sharp," he urged, his gaze steady and commanding. Adam moved with purpose back to the control room, ensuring every possible communication device in the crate was jammed over the static-filled line. Adam detailed the scenario. Two pirates were captured, but Captain Errol and his armed crew were still at large. His report was methodical, highlighting the urgency of their need for assistance. With the message sent, a tense silence enveloped the control room. Adam and his crew waited, the weight of each passing second heavy in the air. Their eyes flicked to the radio, hoping for a response. Finally, the radio buzzed to life with the Coast Guard's response. They acknowledged the precariousness of the situation and were devising an approach plan aiming to board the ship with minimal escalation. Their words brought a glimmer of hope, yet Adam still remained on edge. He knew that the vessel was far out in the Arabian Sea, at least 3 hours away from the nearest coast. Steadying himself for what lay ahead, he got ready for his next move. As Captain Adam watched on the CCTV RL LED, his remaining men through the ship's corridors with increased caution. The absence of Ahmed and Yusuf was alarming. AR's instincts told him something was amiss. He motioned for his men to move quietly. He knew that any wrong move could trigger a deadly confrontation with the crew in a quiet corner of the control room. Adam briefed his crew, "We can't underestimate a rail." He warned, his voice low and serious. Meanwhile, in the echoing corridors of the ship, Captain Ail's frustration boiled over into aggression. With a scowl etched deep on his face, he fired his X-47 into the steel ceiling. The loud bangs reverberated throughout the vessel, driven by anger and frustration, emboldened by their leader display. The remaining pirates also unleashed a volley of gunfire into the air. They hoped the noise would flush out hiding crew members, not realizing they were making the grave mistake of revealing their own locations. Captain Ail's voice boomed through the ship's corridors, issuing threats and commands: "Come out, or we'll find you." He bellowed, his voice laced with menace. In stark contrast to the chaos unfolding outside, Adam remained calm in the control room. His eyes never left the surveillance screens, his mind racing yet focused. He quietly relayed instructions to his crew, his voice a steady anchor amidst the storm. The crew, upon hearing Adam's plan, exchanged worried glances. Their faces etched with concern. Adam equipped himself with non-lethal tools, aiming to outsmart rather than engage in a physical fight with Captain Errol. Aware of the risks, Adam steered his course towards Captain AR's last known location. His steps were measured in silent, blending caution and determination as Adam moved closer to ARA's position. A tense, uneasy silence enveloped the ship, rounding a corner. Adam came face to face with Captain Errol and his men. With a steady gait and an unwavering gaze, he stepped into their line of sight. The pirates, surprised by his sudden appearance, raised their weapons. But Adam remained composed, held at gunpoint. Adam's voice was calm and controlled as he spoke. "I can lead you to the ship's most valuable cargo," he offered, his voice laced with a hint of feigned subservience, so he could buy time and lower their guard. Captain Ail's eyes narrowed suspicion and greed. Wearing within him after a tense moment, he nodded, agreeing to follow Adam. But keeping his weapon trained on him, Adam led the way. Weaving through the ship's maze of containers, each step was deliberate, guiding them deeper into his trap. They arrived at the designated area, a seemingly unremarkable spot amidst the labyrinth of cargo, with a subtle signal unseen by the pirates. Adam alerted his hidden crew. Adam had led the pirates to an artfully chosen crate filled to the brim with glittering jewelry. The sight of the treasure sparked a gleam in the pirates' eyes. Two of them hastily began filling their bags. Their attention completely diverted from Adam while the pirates were preoccupied. Captain Al's attention was caught by another crate marked as containing high-value electronics as he leaned over to inspect it. Adam seized the moment. With a quick push, he sent Errol tumbling into a concealed hole. The moment Captain Errol disappeared into the trap, Adam's crew sprang into action. The crew worked together seamlessly, and in a matter of moments they had the remaining pirates under control. Their arms tied firmly behind their backs, the deck was now under Adam's complete control. In the aftermath of the confrontation, Adam moved through the ship with a sense of urgency, ensuring the safety and well-being of every crew member. He checked in with each one, his voice a reassuring presence in the wake of the chaos. Once satisfied that all were accounted for and unharmed, he turned his attention to assessing the situation. With the Coast Guards, he went back to the bridge and picked his binoculars on the horizon. The silhouette of the Coast Guard cutter became visible. The sight of the approaching vessel brought a collective sense of relief to the crew. As the Coast Guards approached, Adam prepared to transfer control of the situation, the weight of responsibility gradually lifting from his shoulders upon the Coast Guard's arrival. Adam led them to where the pirates were detained. One by one, the pirates were handed over, including Captain Errol, who still seemed dazed by the swift turn of events before they were taken away. Captain Adam approached the Coast Guards with a somber request. "I understand these men have committed a crime, but I still ask you to show some leniency." He said many Somali men turned to piracy out of desperation, driven by poverty and the collapse of their livelihoods. They are victims of their circumstances as much as they are perpetrators. The Coast Guard officers nodded in response and proceeded to conduct a thorough debriefing with Adam and his crew. They acknowledged the crew's bravery and the critical role they played in averting a potential disaster. As the ship resumed its course, a sense of calm and unity settled over the crew, and Captain Adam, strengthened by the ordeal they had overcome together,